live to be exact, and this is a place from me to you, and I just want you to be comfortable, in fact. But man, yes, folks, like I say, man, this is the Howard Hour Live. This is a show that I love to do from this thing we call the metaverse, but not even as that. It is a place that I just want to showcase to show, like, hey, this is something that we're doing. This is something that needs to be done, but not even as that. This is something that is fun and needs to be all around. But yes, folks, not even with just the show that's going on with this week. We made it through another crazy week in this year we call 2024. And I don't know if y'all been watching the news and been watching the news and been watching the news, but yes, folks, America just picked a new baby. And yes, man, we have a new president elect coming up, and hey, he was here in the House before, and yes, man, we have President elect Donald Trump just won the election race, man, and it was an intense election route. I've been one that been quiet for the whole route, but not even as that, man. It is just crazy to show. I've seen families break up over political ties. I've seen babies get kicked out over political. Not even as that. I've seen a nation divided over political ties. So hopefully all this is dying down. Hopefully all this is dying down, and hopefully all this will bring positive manifestations all around. But not even as that, positive reinforcements, because we do not want an outcome of how what happened at the Capitol a couple of years ago, folks. Because when we want to spread love, you want to spread love. But not even as that with this whole week, man. Also, with this whole week, man, we also been finding out some great news. I don't know all about my movie hats and everything, buddy, but man, we had Marlon Wayans finally drop some information about they have the Wayans family are finally back behind the Scary Movie franchise. And I don't know if you know, but yes, man, Scary Movie is one of the greatest parody movies all around. But not even as that, man, the Wayans family have a huge incorporation with that, and they are coming back for Scary Movie 6. And this is something that is sweet to see. Excuse me, but not even is that it is great to really just see that nostalgic feel and nostalgic vibes about hey what we used to watch, and we could probably see it for the generation to see how they could amend to it and adapt to it. But man, with this whole week and everything that we have going, folks, we also have some holidays coming up. And I don't know about y'all, but yes, man, yes, around the corner we got this thing called Thanksgiving coming up. And yes, man, that's something that you eat. That's something that you eat at, and that's something that you get with family. You feel me? Not even just that, folks. I started a installment with my show last year. We was calling it Food for Your Thought. Well, Food for Your Soul. Shout out to Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul, man. We was one of our sponsors, and it was an establishment that was able to build up the show about hey, each guest that I had was showing hey, this is a certain thing you could get on your plate, certain thing you could eat, certain thing that you can have, food for your soul. But man, this year I sat here and I started to think a little bit because with traveling, with going all across this great America lands, man, we get to sit here and see stuff that we never seen before. And I've been at a lot of tech conferences this year, man, and that really opened up my eye to really the segment that I'm bringing in. And one of the segments I'm bringing in is I call it, man, tech that we're thankful for. And when I say tech that we're thankful for, I just don't talk about the cell phone that you're holding. I ain't just talking about the AirPods that you put in your ear. But no, when I say tech that we're thankful for, I am saying that stuff that we really do not look to benefit from, but it looks at so much enrichment. With tech that we evolve from, you see that the enhancements that it could do way beyond the capabilities that it was brought upon to do. When we learn from a lot of tech, we learn to either live with it and adapt with it, or learn, say, use it under our control. But with tech that we're thankful for, we get to literally learn from it. They learn from it. In this day and age, people are not trying to learn with technology. A lot of people are just trying to sit here and be on the mainframe, sit here and put a lot of input. When they don't have any value with the input, they get mad at the output. And that's one thing I really see about with technology as being an emerging factor, that you really have to be thankful for this emerging factor because it's changing every day. And when I say changing every day, I don't say in a bad way. I say that means growth. And when you're growing, you have to grow. You gonna grow and go and expand. And that's this thing that technology is doing. And tonight, man, I'm so happy to really bring one of these pioneers. I'm really saying that is showing. technology that we should be thankful for. And when I say about technology, a lot of people that say like, "Oh, well, hey, I have to sit here and just learn about this one thing. I have to do coding, do the." No, with technology, you can do a lot of aspects. You can sit here and do sports. You can sit here and do workout. You can sit here and read. And not even just that, you can sit here and have entertainment. And when I say entertainment, folks, it is something that is superb to really see in this thing that we call the metaverse. Because a lot of times when you come onto a new platform like this with abstracts of like, 2D to 3D capabilities, a lot of people would sit here and just look at it like, oh, okay, this is a game. This is something that is just I'm just gonna have to go pass by. But when you look at the immersive feel of when it comes into play, it makes the eye go up. And when I say make the eye go up, I started off this platform as an entertainer. I am still an entertainer and I will always entertain. But that wasn't a lot being done with entertainers in this range or in this realm. And I don't say that in no bad way. I'm saying that in a way that hey, it wasn't done yet. And when it's not done yet, you have people who gonna make a way with that. And this individual that I'm bringing tonight, man, is showcasing that. And not even just that with the values of entertainment, but with the values of storytelling. I feel like that is the biggest digital imprint that we could leave behind. And not even just that, this man is a force of creativity and inspiration. Whether he's breaking boundaries and art, pushing the limits, and just want to sit there and have you like pipe up to something really with your ear, or if you just sit there and you can recollect and really see what he's talking about. Man, when I say about this person is dedicated to using immersive media to create powerful stories that uplift and empower, man, you only see that when we used to look up to people that did, MLK, Malcolm X, hey, even people like Gandhi. Man, to change the world is something that is never foreseen, but to change the world and see it while it's happening, that is something that has to be seen. Join us, man, as we dive in tonight to hear this man's incredible journey into what we call the metaverse. And I'm sorry for long intros, but I felt like it wouldn't be right if I did not do an intro that was right. You feel me? So I really need y'all to put up some confetti, put some love in the air, but not even as that, man. Welcome this great individual that we got coming to the show tonight. Man, I really need y'all to give it up, man. All my people that's tuning in and all my people that's here tonight, man. Give it up for the one, the only, Mr. Adrian Rashad Driscoll. Yes, yes.
Peace, peace, everybody. Peace.
Man, I'm so sorry for the long intro. I said I was sitting here writing all day, and I'm like, man, I just want to make sure I got the right stuff, right stuff. Man, how are you doing?
Peace. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Man, I'm doing amazing, man. I say we had some technical difficulties at first and everything, but glad that we was able to work through it. That's the
Tech
thing.
is going tech, man. Tech is going tech. This is how it goes.
Yes, sir, man. So I'm just gonna get down to the nitty gritty, man, with it. I see you on this platform with the metaverse, man. I see you on here that is catching your eye. What brought you into the headset? Already a dream that you was already facilitating.
I started. It's funny because someone asked me the other day, and I'm like, "Yo, my first VR was Virtual Boy," and it got taken away when I was young because it was causing seizures. So like, I've always loved VR, even though I didn't really realize it. So when I got reintroduced to it, I mean, years ago, when like Oculus first started, is when I first got in. It just took me back, and the way to tell a story was so different. I got hooked, and I've never went back.
Man, and just like you said, like with like telling the story format, like how that didn't come out, or was that already something that was stationary in like in your life? I mean, like with a storyteller, or is that something that you just seem more visual when you put on the headset?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in entertainment all my life. I started out when I was 6 as a kid actor. I was writing many scripts. I didn't even realize what I was doing. At 7 and 8. So yeah, I it's one of those things it's always been part of it. I just didn't realize its importance until I got significantly older to understand storytelling and how much is needed with not just movies but with life. You have to know how to tell a story.
Oh, I mean, I like that merger aspect, especially because, like you say, you could have already that addition of okay, this is like from playing a point A to point B to you get to the climax of the story. See that in the visual representation, like, the already, like, I mean, you see it more like hands on with this headset. That is something I feel like a lot of people don't have that eye for. Because
Hmm.
again, like, you can sit there. I mean, I know a lot of artists and all that who will still sit there to that stationary like format of, like, book tell well storytelling to like the page format. I will have to keep it to the protocol. You have to watch it on my TV screen, or I just can't
Hmm.
do anything. Like, I feel like will be like a technology factor, because a lot of people, once they mention technology, they get scared with an aspect, because one of the first things we hear was, "Oh, it's gonna take away." And not supposed to cheer to take away, folks, but but no, they say it's supposed to take away and everything, and like, you have individuals, like you said, when you're talking about with storytelling. Do you feel like that brings now how I want to say, bring a stigma now, like you have to be in certain realms on this metaverse platform to catch storytelling, or do you feel like that's going to be an open platform, like how they do with gaming and everything now on here?
I mean, ultimately, everything's gonna understand their story everywhere.
Mm.
So, from your commercial all the way to your most immersive experience, it's going to be, oh, it has to be driven with the story or people aren't going to go, because that's how we naturally talk. We get excited. That's why we interrupt each other, because we want to tell our story on top. Like, that's why we like comparative suffering, because we want you to tie into our story. So brands will understand, they're starting to understand, I need to tie into their story. So by the law of reciprocity, they come buy my product. But storytelling is going to be literally everywhere. You're not going to be able to get away from it, and it's going to be a very organic way to consume media.
Yeah. And do you feel like that's going to become an overwhelming factor to some parties? I mean, because like how you say, like, some people, like stuff to be short and sweet. But now, do you feel like now is a point, like, if they get a more thorough representation of what they're looking into, like, will that either like enhance them or scare them away more?
But I mean, and I get your question, but storytelling
Mm.
doesn't have to be long. Storytelling doesn't have to be anything. Like,
Mm.
my belief is like storytelling should be liquid. It goes where it needs to go instead of saying, I'm telling you to read this book. If I listen to a lot of comedy, if you listen to comedy, you'll get a picture in your head of what these comedians look like. But then you see them
Okay.
on the screen, they look nothing like that, right? Who am I to take away the image that you created? This is storytelling. This is you reading a book and you're figuring out what Narnia looks like before you watch the movie. It's a
Oh.
beautiful opportunity. So I think they're going to, you don't have to have a long story to tell that story. It's just you're telling the certain word, Mama, I killed a man. That's a handful of words, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you in that you hear the pain in his voice. He's scared. He's talking to his mom, and you know what he's done. You just got a whole narrative in a handful of words. So it doesn't have to be long form. It can still be short and sweet, but you're going to hear a lot more companies and brands like, I need to tell my story or I'm not going to get this buyer.
I like that, man. Hey, man, I'm gonna have to put that on the shirt somewhere. Storytelling is a is a liquid. I mean, but no, it's not that
Hmm.
that aspect. Is how you just explained that. I mean, that right there just blew my mind right there, because I could really see like so many aspects. How you say, like, it could even just be three lines, and you have that whole visualization of like what they're really trying to show.
Right.
And I mean, so that's really an intriguing factor to see more, as too, especially in a immersive feel, because I feel like now, like, all you have to do is just show like a quick 3 to 5 seconds of it. No, somebody either have their own intention from that story, or either have their own interpretation now they can make from that.
Yep.
And that brings me to like one of my next questions with you. Like, how did you make that intention that you wanted to use this platform of storytelling to be more a beneficial like factor to the mind, instead of, okay, this is just going to be entertainment to the eye? Because I see a lot of stuff that you have your name behind, like it's like with educational factors or learning factors, or something that resonates with your mind, either with the soul or either something with the visual.
Right. Yeah, I believe wholeheartedly um there has to be an organic tie with any story you tell, right? So I looked for what I was missing. I didn't have this, so I wanted to teach people how to get this once I got this, right? So it was for
Mm-hmm.
opportunity in Hollywood. Hollywood doesn't like, a certain, like, Hollywood doesn't treat black people better. It treats black people worse, right? So I'm like, how do I help black people see where the holes are? And that's where I really fell in love, and that's why I have those educational notes, because it's like watching entertainment's fine, but like, how do I walk out there just a little bit better, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that's the best kind of entertainment, in my opinion. Something you actually is thought provoking, and you might even learn something, whether you want to or not.
I don't know, I like that. I mean, because that sets up a I want to call a plateau that you can either it's like a revolving door. You can either knows probably about some format with this history that you're exploring, and then when I say that revolving door aspect, you probably have somebody that comes around who didn't even know anything about this person or what's being shown
Yep.
until like it's being right here now in their face. And like I said, hey folks, I'm just seeing if there's something going on. We might got a troller in the building, but yeah, if you're upstairs or what's up, you'll get booted out. Hey, we don't do that. I'm the only moderator here. But no, man, not having this with that. I see on this platform a lot of times with again how it goes back with storytelling. A lot of people are scared to learn to an aspect I see, are not even just that. A lot of people are scared to see. I want to call it at times the truth. And a lot of
True.
times with these like AR experiences and everything, because that's what I see a lot too with your filming and everything that you do. Like it relates heavy with the AR XR components. Like it's right there in front of you instead
Hmm.
of okay, this is just something that you're listening to. This is something that almost to the point that you could feel. I mean, I'll probably give it a couple more years, you'll be able to smell it and taste.
Hmm.
But I say that to say like a lot of times we see a lot of visual interpretations that are needed, like formats like that you're doing with that because I feel like if we had that again, being younger in school, we could have probably like learned more about like more with MOK. Or I
True.
feel like a lot more times we could have felt like more of a resonation factor with Rosa Parks instead of somebody was just telling me. Now it's to the point you can sit there and see how the bus feel, or sit there and just like hear from certain dialogue that's going on, just that ambience. Like, okay, hold on, no, this is the energy they was feeling, and I mean, and that's a scary factor too to even bring to this platform. I mean, because I know it could become a frustrating factor too, because to be that visionary, that's why my next question is to be a visionary in this emerging tech. Do you feel like it's a lot of that are not like ahead yet to enhance that storytelling, or do you think it's going along right well?
So you chopped out. Do I?
Enhancements now with, like I say, with this visual, like storytelling that we're showing, like it's more of, I mean, I'm trying to put it in like I'm not like a layman term, but more of a. Do you feel like it's better to be more in your face now with it instead of more of like a spatial like component?
Oh, yeah. I mean, realistically, there's something for everybody, right? Like, I use comedy as an example, right? Sometimes you want a long form Netflix stand up, sometimes you want a YouTube short, right? And I think that's where we're flawed as, because we're trying to tell people what they should want. Why? Look, there's something for everybody. There are things out there that are like ridiculous to me, but
Mm-hmm.
to someone else, they're the most important thing ever. I was at a Infinity Fest earlier, and I saw they had Captain, or I don't even actually know who it is. I don't want to get beat up by Trekkies, but they had a Star Trek prop, right? And I'm like, oh wow, this is cool. I guess it was selling, 100,000 plus for that one
Mm.
prop, right? To me it means nothing. To someone else it means everything. So to take away the option of just having an audio book or actual physical page, or a movie is doing a disservice. You have to give everybody access. That's the goal, or try to give everybody access. Go where the people are.
Mm. Hey man, I'm gonna have to get this man PR, man. I thought that was gonna be a hard question to get answered, man. But no, no, I love to hear that because it brings me to the format of, again, I'm a cultural head, and like one of my favorite I call media icons that was around was Blockbuster,
Hmm.
and like one of the first things that's like again popped in my head from being there all the time. I didn't get to work there, and all this and that, but from going there all the time, there you see like the runs that you see how it ran and all this. And one of the things I always look at trends and all this. And like one of the things I was noticing again, I didn't see the beginning of the VHS, but I got to see the end of it. I call it. So to see like the phase of the VHS, you see it. Okay, all right, got all these tapes and everything in here. To you get this small slim factor a DVD come in, and you're like, what is a DVD? And that's to the point like I'm like, I don't even have this at my house. To a couple of years later, we have a DVD player. Sometimes you even have you had a VCR and a DVD player. And then what
Hmm.
popped in my head too again, like while I was sitting here like looking at this format, oh, well, hey, well, I know this is on DVD, but what do we do when we don't have the DVD? We try to find it online. And I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, just again, just not thinking of the future. You're just like, okay, well, how long will that last? And sad to say, we don't have VHS, DVDs, or
Right.
CDs almost, or it's been coming to a
Right.
point of like obsolete. But we have like again the factors that made it. So we have again those old VHS tapes that the archives that they could all fall back into, and brings it to one
Hmm.
of my questions with you. Do you feel like with this like now new form of storytelling, will this make a would this make a better? I mean, not better. Would this do like a broader? Do you feel like this will be a broader approach to enhance more learning now? Because how you say, a lot of people would love to keep a book and everything, but do
Hmm.
you feel like a lot of this generation now will want to push towards learning more, like when it's like to a spatial computing part, or do you just feel like that's going to be to a certain saying earlier about the different perceptions?
No, I when I look at it, it's like to your point, the VHS became the DVD, right? And then the DVD went in two ways, HD, DVD, Blu-ray. Then Blu-ray became dominant. Technology will continue to grow as long as you let it, right? But you can't force someone into a new format. We had a horrible weather the other day, and I had no power for
Mm,
like an hour, right? Do you know how technology how much I depend on technology? And it's like maybe I wish I would have had some books. Maybe I wish I would have had a DVD if the internet went out, right? If the internet goes out and Netflix is gone, what are you going to watch?
mm.
YouTube is gone. What are you going to watch? Right? So it's these things of let
Excuse me.
people access it the way they want to, until it becomes that obsolete. But, you know, some people are looking at the long game. Some people are looking at what if I didn't have this? What would I do? And we depend on just the connection. Like if you if the internet goes out, what are you gonna do? You have no idea.
Exactly.
You're
You
gonna
know,
be bored out of your
you're gonna be
mind.
seeing a lot of people gonna be sitting there holding hands, saying "Kumbaya," but no,
That part. That
but
part.
no. I mean, no, just that point, just right there, you brought. I mean, again, because I'm a TV head, and one of my favorite shows growing up was The Twilight Zone, and
Mm-hmm.
one of my favorite episodes is the gentleman. He said there, he said he wanted to be like the only man, like alone with his books. So he was like, all have they had like a nuclear bomb happen and everything. And he was so happy, like he's around all his books, like
Mm-hmm.
ecstatic. This man went to go reach out for a book. His glasses fell off and broke. And I just like
Right.
I sat there and just the irony right there to me, just like how you just saying, like you did all this to get to a point, like to like again, you put all these eggs, not all eggs into this one basket, but all to this point, like your focus was just to this main construction. Okay, hey, I'm getting to this, and now just like that, it was going away. And I started to think like how you just talking about with like this aspect of with the immersion storytelling. I see that it takes away, not take away. I see that it comes from like a page to now that page can still be into an enhancement, but it's digital now. So you don't have to
Hmm.
sit here and worry about flipping it page to page. You can sit here now. Hey Meta, turn this page for me. All right, like
Hmm.
to the point, like even with if you want to listen to it into an audiobook format, like okay, hey, you don't want to sit here and have Rosa Parks right now in front of you and listen to her dialogue, or you can have this time frame and everything goes to it. So I mean, it's really intriguing to see that factor, and it brings it to my like again one of my final questions coming up with you. Do this factor of storytelling ever become a overwhelming factor or a frustration factor? Like, or do you just feel like it's gonna? I mean, how you were saying earlier, it's gonna be a creature and move like liquid.
Yeah, I love that question actually. This can easily become very dystopian, very easily. You know, if you think about the idea of having a form factor like the Meta Ray Ban, that's just so, or the X Real or any of them, that's just so small and normal and it feels correct. Then you have pop-ups happening all over. You have commercial here and ad here and this is here and then you could buy this and it's all this, it's noise. That's horrifying to me, right? So as much as I'm like, let's get into a world where we can have a headset on at all times and it can enhance your life. If you let it, it will be horrifying. But this is, again, like I say, like fire. Fire can burn your village or it can cook you a great meal. You have to be open to both, but just, try to put the controls on it. That's it. Try to keep it in
Mm,
parameters.
I guess keep it in parameters. That's I can just imagine that telling that to a bookworm or so, like, hey, do this in moderation. But no, you just say like that because I could just see already with this. I mean, you can have certain dentures. Okay, hey, you have this storytelling right now, but I can already see certain companies have a premium version. Yeah, you see Rosa Parks, but you see Rosa Parks XL. You can hear her
Sure.
breathing now, right now while she was getting off the bus or so. Like
Mm-hmm.
and that's what makes me not like mad with the presentation of it, but I see that how you say like it goes into so many different avenues when it's like in unterritory land or uncharted lands. I'm sorry,
It does.
and
Yeah.
so to really have that mindset already that you know what direction you want to go with this, that is a fundamental to really having this format because I've seen so many creators who sit there and start with that format, but then they get expired with it, or they sit there and they get overwhelmed to a factor because nobody is seeing the vision that they're seeing yet. If
Right.
that makes to a sense, like I'm an X-Men head, and it's like the famous, like it's like being forged, and you don't have all the tools and everything to build yet, and you're like sitting there like, oh, I'm still in the 19th century. But
Right.
like it brings it to my final question with you, my man. Do you feel like this is gonna like this tethering, like again with the storytelling, it's showing with the entertainment value? Do you feel like it is going to be I want to say a universal teaching tool, or is it only going to be like under a branded style?
I mean, it's going to be universal. Everything's a universal teaching tool if you know how to teach with it, right?
Mm,
Um, People are going to understand the power of immersive technologies, bringing augmented reality to books for schools that don't have new books, right? For people who can't afford certain opportunities. Boom, you have someone that if you're an audible learner, if you're a visual learner, if you're a tactile learner, you have options. That's where it's going to go. Absolutely, hands down. Now, what will people do with it? I can't tell you that everyone's gonna love VR because they won't. But that's the beauty, and everybody misses this. The beauty of humanity is that we are very different. There's no right answer most of the time. There's no wrong answer most of the time. Just operate in love. Then you'll be fine. But if you try to include everyone, you become Mexicali soup and it has nothing in there, right?
mm,
If you try to be gentle and give grace and you do as you do, but you try to do right by others. Hold on, I didn't kick myself out of the set. Okay, there we go. I'm back.
He's speaking too real. He's speaking too real. They say
Man,
her.
they silenced me. Nah, but no, if you operate from a place of love and you want to help other people around you, things will be fine. If you operate from a place of confusion or arrogance and you try to help people around you, things will fall apart because regardless of what your intention was, you have to help people the way they want to be helped. Same thing with education, same thing with storytelling. Same thing, right? You broke your leg, I give you a meal. I helped you. No one cares. You broke your leg. That's not how you needed to be helped. Treat that, take that piece and plant it in every story you try to tell. The medium will no longer matter. Only the story will, and it will be very well consumed and received.
Man, that's like how you would see with a mural. You could have like whatever perception with it.
That's it.
It's about it's about what you take. I mean, hey man, this man gave me some ism. Y'all see this, folks? Hey, that's what that's what
Mm-hmm.
conversation supposed to do. But man, no, like, and that's why I see. That's why I feel like this conversation was really needed because this is really showing me. Because again, I'm a bookhead, and so and I
Mm-hmm.
was always with the storytelling. You want with the story, it has to keep you. It has to keep you indulged. You have to sit there. We always learn. Or we always have to, had to get your attention. Or, but not even just that. I feel like with the storytelling, it has to keep your mode. Because I know a lot of times, like
That.
we could be in
Yes.
a mood and not like want to know about this aspect, or we could be in a mood want to like even learn to a certain like type of words or so. And I feel like it's just like with music, it enhances like a lot of times like you deals with your ambience, deals with energy, and not even just that, deals with how much your mind is open to.
Right.
Because
That. Yes. That's that's what I'm trying to express. That right there, you perfect way to say it. It's what you're open to. Okay. Any
hmm
story is only a vehicle. The goal of the vehicle is to give you the tools to go where you're ready to go, not to tell you where to go, not to make you go somewhere. Every story is only the vehicle to say, look, I'm going to get you there the way you need to get there. That's it. Treat it like that. Treat every story like that. You'll be a great storyteller. I think, or I could be crazy. I probably am. We'll see.
hey, when we do something too right, they call us crazy. If you do something too wrong, they still call you that. So I think it's
Hmm,
just in
hmm,
between. But no, I thank you so much for that insight. And I mean, that's why I'm saying that's why I call this man my friend now, folks. Because like with conversations like this, you learn so much, even like when you think you know something about with a field. Because how you say you can have a different perception to it, and it's just like an artist with a brush. You can sit there, you could anybody can paint on that canvas, but not
hmm,
everybody can make art with it. But like it's what perception you can do with it because you can still make some type of art. It's but whatever it's perceived to be. And but when we get into this day and age where everything either has to be to a format of this has to be shown or this has to be capitalized off or this has to oh it has to have a learning factor. You see so many people, get misconstrued with it because a lot of people they don't want to learn or they feel like they don't
hmm,
want to learn or they don't want to feel like they
hmm,
have something being forced on them to learn. But now when you're sitting here, you're like, oh well, hey, I just seen about Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou. She had me made me want to sit here and check out her work. Now with that work, you're sitting here checking out different indentions and different variations that you never even probably even knew about if you didn't open this one channel.
hmm,
And I mean, that's how I feel like this so with this thing we're on right now, the metaverse. It's an
hmm,
open channel that we're on, and we have so many entities that's going in, so many highways that we got to have a moment to sit there and like, okay, have this mind open. Like again, you was talking about this at AWE. Certain times you can check out these apps and everything that they have on here to really get that feel. Like go and
hmm,
listen to MLK's speech to really see about like why did people really want to sit there and give their lives for this cause, or the one I remember you talking about the driving while black. Like
hmm,
certain indentions you could really see like if you're it's not about just being there, but it's more about like, okay, this is what happened.
hmm,
Right? But you're seeing it from a point that this is a like this somebody made a story from this, and that's what I grasp to about with storytelling because not everybody can just sit there and tell the story, but you can make up a story. You feel me?
hmm,
And to really see that you can have it to a point where it resonates with you. You either do something with that you do something with that information, or you pass it on. I feel like that is what is a true storyteller, and I thank you for being on a platform like that because I tell you, I'm able now to check out indentions and everything with my son now because of work that you do, our work that you're showcasing to us now because this is what technology is about. Just like when we had those famous stuff, like, oh man, this is the DVD that's out. When we had that famous CD, famous Lil Wayne CD, and all this, that's what this technology is supposed to be about. Just like with immersive storytelling, a lot of people will
Yeah.
probably sit here and be like, "Okay, man, why am I gonna sit here and want to read a book on the headset?" But then you think
Hmm.
about it, like, well, we used to watch Read Between the Lines, or not even just that, Reading Rainbow. I used to just love seeing the kids just jump from the book, and I just thought that was something. Now we're in a headset where you could really do that, so I could
Hmm.
already see a platform. I'm gonna probably see you probably doing it. If y'all do, hey, Howard came up with the lesson, but no, I could probably see you like you could have a format like you have a book pop up in front of you, like Cinderella. Huh, you press on the Cinderella book, you can go in there for 10 seconds to see how the world is. You can see the
Hmm.
ambience of what's going on you. It's like even the same with like an Edgar Allan Poe story. You want to talk about the Raven, you're going into the dark ambience of and everything. And I feel like a lot of times when people will see that like type of reflection or see that type of something, I mean, type of ambience to resonate with, you have so many people that want to now pick up. You have so many people now that want to sit there and check out. Okay, he had this one story here. Man, I would love to see. Okay, oh, let me see about Lady Annabelle. I mean
Hmm.
Annabelle, and like, and it goes way beyond. So, no, to open up that mind format, man, you could either make the next great, make the next great storyteller, or you just make the next great person that's gonna sit there and hate. And it's
Hmm.
crazy that we're in this day and age that a lot more people want to be hating instead of, no, I want to storytell. I want to sit there and learn something from it. Not even just that, but you could learn so many factors. So no, I thank you for what you do on that platform with that because I know to be like one of the first ones to do that, it become, I call it the target on the back because now people are
Hmm.
gonna be sitting there looking into that speak. Are you doing this good enough?
Yep.
Or is it gonna be good enough to our standards? But as long as you're happy with the output, that's what matters because if it could bring a smile to your face, it could do the
Hmm.
same to somebody else. And before
Hmm.
I even have to leave up here and everything, man, can you let the people no, I mean I know you can't give away too much, but can you let the people know what they could be looking forward to and where they can find you at and everything on here?
Yeah, we're chopping up some stuff with Niantic, one of which being like an um, interactive avatar that you're able to converse with. So you're able to ask questions in an organic way. There's a few coming though. One with the slave trade, ask a formerly enslaved person, and some other ones that I can't speak of just yet. But we have a lot of things, and we're doing a lot more with educations. We want to bring more people into the space, give more scholarships, be able to provide for people. Oh, and I a new partnership with Radical Motion. That's new too. So yeah, we're giving people, we're hooking people up. It's a great markerless mocap, so y'all should check it out. But connect with me, Adrian Rashad Driscoll. Yes, say the whole thing like a Tribe Called Quest, but Adrian Rashad Driscoll on all platforms. Yeah, tap in.
Yes, sir, man. Again, I have this with every guest, and I'm gonna have it with my bro before he leave. Before you even leave this sofa, man, do you have any words you could just leave up here for anybody that just want to make their own way?
Yeah, look, don't lean on what you feel honestly, because whatever you feel is so limiting, right? Because you're trying to one up yourself. Lean on what you feel you can build, and then bring in a team to help you build it. When we started Collimation, I was doing this like I was learning Unity for thousands of hours. I spent so much time, and I don't know nearly anything because the platform's so robust, right? But my devs are the best in the world. So I can focus on creating the story. They can focus on programming the story. And now we have a nice parallel. But I was so arrogant, I thought I had to do everything myself. So that's the top lesson is just find a team, find a tribe, and get the ego out of it because ego's for bottom feeders. Ego and competition is for bottom feeders. Find yourself a top level activity. Top level activity is collaborating. We don't help each other enough. That's why we lost this election right now. Not because one was better than the other, because we chose not to show up. If we don't show up and show up for each other and show up with each other, then we will fail. But if we show up and we show up to promote each other into love and work in a place of love, not from competition, then we will succeed. I promise you
Man. And y'all see again. It ain't no Queen Latifah, but you see about the UNITY. Like it
that.
seems what happened. We move so much better, I say, as a unit instead of different fractions. Like I say, man, when you see the Avatar, he has all the nations, and a lot of people like to get that misconstrued, man. And that's why I'm like, we supposed to be all together, to rise together. You feel me? So no, I thank you, Adrian, for what you do on this platform. Hey, I can't wait to see what more you're doing. Again, man, can't wait to meet up with you again, man. 'Cause like I said, you're a friend in this space, and I call you a friend. I don't many call many friends, man. And I
My
thank for
man.
the relationship that we was able to build with this man, because we're to grow on this platform and to see a person not even just of the same caliber, but of the same skin, same persuasion, man. That is just something amazing to see a man of God, a father, and I mean, is that a person that wants to see this be better for a community that goes way beyond us, man. Big us, my man. And any way the Howard Hour can help, let me know. Let me know. Like I told you, I said I'm here till the wheels fall off, and the wheels ain't falling off because we know how to make them. But so, but man,
Appreciation.
y'all really know. Y'all put some confetti in the air, man, for Mr. Adrian. Yes, man. Again, y'all check out his work.
Peace.
Check out
Peace.
everything that he. Hey, I'm telling you, man. I've been sitting here following him. I want to say close. It's about to be the end of the year now, and folks, this is stuff that is needed. This is stuff that we're able to show, not even just about with our kids, but we're able to show into an educational factor. I have conversations with my father now about the work that this gentleman does, and my father, as many of y'all know, I said in many shows, he's like a black revolutionary. Like he sat there like he tells you, oh, I sit there with Huey and all this, Black Panther out. But to sit there and have like some type of relation, when again, this is the type of field that I'm on, man, it's something that is superb and something really that is really needed. And folks, that's what we call in this thing called the metaverse. Tethering is real. When you fall a skyscraper, you'll fall if you're not tethered. If space right now and you go too far out and you're not tethered, what happens? You go out into gravity and you gone. We seen that movie with Sandra Bullock. I think it didn't do too good, but man, in this time and space that we're in, folks, you want to make sure that you're tethered, and not even just that, the unit, the support, everything that's around you, you want to make sure that it's tethered because this is really all connected. Just like how you all say about with storytelling, just with storytelling, just don't have to do about with reading. You have to sit there and entertain. You have to sit there and listen. You have to sit there and resonate. You have to sit there and learn. But not even as that, you have to sit there and grow with it. Just like with anything we do in this thing called life, folks. And hey, the metaverse is growing every day, and I'm so happy to be growing with it. And that's why I called tonight. This is some tech that we are really thankful for. So I will be having the link and everything so you can find Mr. Adrian's work and all that. But not even that, folks. So you can showcase it and show it to somebody. You don't have to be in the headset to see this. You just don't have to sit here and be in a platform too to not be aware of it. You are a part of this, just like I am, just like he, just like CJ Silo, just like M. Vaughn, just like Mr. Zach the artist. You put whatever format that you to do, you can do it. Nobody cannot tell you if you have a nobody cannot sit here and tell you if you're not good enough. Only you can do that. And folks, I'm saying it's the biggest invention ever to sit there and follow your own plan because folks, nobody can never tell you if you're doing enough for it because only you be the best version you could be in the morning and you be the best version you can when you go to sleep at night, folks. And that all starts within. We have to resonate greatness because we are great. Somebody cannot tell you that you cannot be great. Only you. And folks, I say this with all so pride, with so conviction, man. If you don't follow your dreams, you're just gonna be sitting there, become stagnant. And man, I'm not gonna be stagnant. With this storytelling and everything that you do, with immersive entertainment, with this thing that we call the metaverse, you're gonna really see what it's gonna do, and you really seeing what it's do. We have headsets now that's accessible all across the United States now, all across the world now. People could not afford these at all now. We're able to sit here and supply now with these headsets so everybody and now be able to explore this tech, be able to build on this tech, and be able to learn from it, capitalize, and probably either showcase it somewhere else to somebody to know about it. And that's what technology do. That's what storytelling does. That's what entertainment does. That's what human life is supposed to do. In order to do a cycle of construction, you have to keep constructing, not deconstruct. And folks, we're gonna still keep building this thing until hey, they say that we can't build it no more. And hey, folks, that ain't stopping. You still see they get new buildings built every day. What do you think we're gonna do with the metaverse? But man, I say that to say that we really have tech that we should be thankful for. Man, storytelling and this thing that we call the metaverse is really something we should be thankful for. But man, folks, you know how I go, you know how we do. I end every show saying this to y'all. I'm living proof you can do this. Mr. Adrian is living proof. Zach the artist, M5 Devon, man, Lux Vision Studios. Folks, you stay true to what you want to say with this construction, man, and you can see how it goes. Man, everybody's a somebody. Your presence is a presence. And, if we don't make this stuff flood like a lake, we just gonna sit there and get big like Ricky Lake, man. And then you just gonna be sitting there thinking you just made a mistake. And that's something that's never great, folks. And up until next time, you really got to eat this stuff like steak. I know I'm just sitting here rhyming, but don't mind me, don't mind me. But no, I say that to say, be the best you can be because you can see how far it goes. Everybody's a somebody. Your presence is a presence. And up until next time, So y'all catch me next week, man, on Lux Vision Studios, and we're going to have another special show. It's all in the installment of tech that we're thankful for. And I'm telling you, man, it's going to be a show that you're going to want to miss because we got some people coming in from AWE. So, yay. Make sure you tune in and we're going to act a fool like Ludacris. So, let's go. Up until next time. Thank y'all for rocking with me because I rock with y'all. This is your boy HT House 702. Let's get tripping like a kid, untie his shoes. Thank y'all for rocking with me because I rock with you. Let's go.
Are you looking to take your online presence to the next level? At Lux Vision Studios, we're your one-stop shop for building a strong digital brand and connecting with your target audience. We produce high-quality shows in a variety of formats, including podcasts, talk shows, gaming content, and motivational videos. Our team of experts will manage your social media channels and branding, helping you amplify your story and reach a wider audience. We stream content across popular social media platforms and Roku, ensuring maximum visibility. Whether you're a gamer, entrepreneur, or looking to inspire others, we have the expertise to help you achieve your online goals. Here's what sets us apart: engaging content. We produce a variety of shows to keep your audience interested and coming back for more. Social media and branding mastery. We'll manage your online presence and build a strong brand that resonates with your target audience. Multi-platform reach. We stream your content across popular platforms and Roku, maximizing your visibility. Community focus. We believe in fostering a community around your content, creating a loyal following. Let Lux Vision Studios help you connect with your community and amplify your voice online.